Ladies and gentlemen of the Waterfront Hall, Belfast, are you all ready for your headliner? I think you are too. So, be awkward if man from South Armagh said take the roof off this place. Don't. Ladies and gentlemen of the Waterfront Hall, Belfast, this gives me amazing pleasure to introduce tonight the wonderful, the fantastic, all the way from over there, Mr. Paddy McDonnell!
What is happening, Waterfront Hall? Wow, hometown, look at the hall, I've filled it without paying people to do it. Oh, it's great to be out. I just moved that mic stand in case you couldn't see me behind it. Fuckers. I'm trying so hard. Oh, give me a big cheer if you're not from here. Nobody knows what I was talking about, but you cheered anyway. Give us a cheer if you're not from Ireland. Where are you from? Fuck off. Never heard of it. I'm going to have to go sometime. It sounds lovely. Oh, let me see the front row. Who have we got? What is the crack? Is all good? You see people panicking. There's a fella in a balaclava. What the fuck? Oh, no, it's not. It's a girl. She never had a shave. Okay. Is all good over here? Yeah? Everybody all good? Yeah, folks. Wow, unbelievable. I'm blown away. I really am blown away. I just have to say it before I even start anything. There's a, what? Chinese people then? Did I pay last night? I was in the Chinese. Did I pay? I thought I heard 34 quid, Paddy! Ladies and gentlemen, I've sort of hoodwinked this here, right? I got this all to come here, and I got this all to pay the money. And I'm going to shock this right now and do something, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage Mr. Hart. So, you are all laughing, and people would go, "Aye, dead on." That happened to me. I had 3 nights in the Laveries in Belfast, just a wee simple 100-seater gig over St. Paddy's Day for the fucking ones from Northern Ireland. It's like the 12 different colours. And on the night of St. Paddy's Day, I went in and the bar owner came in and he was like, "Paddy, you can't perform tomorrow night." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "There's somebody bigger doing it." And I went, "Colin Gaddis," and he went, "No." Bigger than him, and I went, "Kieran Bartlett." And he says he's far bigger than him, and I went, "There's nobody bigger than Kieran on the comedy scene at the minute." And he was like, "No, this guy's massive," and I couldn't think who it was, and I was like, "No, it's not happening." I booked the room, and I was like, "If you want me to go away tonight and not do the gig, you need to tell me who it is, because I'm going to rap the store. And if you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to phone my dad and there won't be a bar here." And he said, "I can't tell you who it is." And I was like, "You may tell me who it is, because there's going to be murder here." And he was like, "Okay, keep it quiet, don't tell nobody, but it's Kevin Hart." And I went, "He's fucking tiny!" And at the start, we were all like, "Kevin Hart, oh my God, Kevin Hart." After 70 odd gigs, we were like, "Kevin, fuck off." I actually miss the Queen more than I miss Kevin Hart. And you might know from my name, that's a big, big thing. Did anybody watch the funeral? I shouldn't have watched it. But she's just been around for so long, I was intrigued a wee bit. And where I live, there's a few sinners live facing me, you know. So when I had the news on, I would get up and shut the blinds. And then the sinner that lives facing me was on the fucking news, fucking had fucking King Charles the headlock rubbing his head. Slagging the DUP, what about the DUP? Oh, they're working! My cousin Mickey had it all over. Fuck the Queen, she's now cunt. Oh, Mickey! Hold on, she was 96, a wee woman, like she never hurt us. And he was like, nah, but she fucking not gonna hit me, no. And he'd given it, I hear me, you didn't mind when she was on £20 notes and you're in your pocket, kid. Plus you're on incapacity benefit, you know what I mean? And he liked doing a wee bit of coke, so I said to him, Mickey, I says, Mickey, you put that Colombian marching powder up your nose, kid. And he went, and what's that got to do with the Queen? I says, well, technically, that £20 note you used, you've actually done more coke with the Queen than you have your mates. I brought the kids down to my ma's, and one of my wee girls was looking out, and our Mickey was walking up the street, and she went, Daddy, he's got a Fitbit in his ankle. But I watched the funeral, and I have to say, I've never seen a funeral. I've seen one funeral in Ireland that came close to it. One funeral in Ireland that came close to it. And they had horses, and they brought the body the whole way around Ireland. And it was a traveller's funeral. And then when I think about it, like, they're not that far apart because both types of people marry their cousins. But there's a wee thing you do, like, you know, hating the English and stuff like that, right? Any English people in? Behave your fucking self. But a couple of years ago, Andrew came to me and she's like, we need to get away on a holiday. We need to get away on a holiday. And I was like, well, we're carrying off for 2 weeks, sir. And she's like, that doesn't count. I want sunshine. Hear me, when we were on a cruise 4 months ago, she went, Lauren, the car and ran isn't a fucking cruise. So I says, all right, you know what to do? Phone up Big Aileen or an arrow travelling on the town, see if he can get something, right? She phoned up Aileen, she phoned me back, she says, £687 each, half board. Here's me, that's brilliant. Many nights is that? Here, so it's 10 nights, that's 10 nights, not 2 weeks, but it's 10 nights. Here's me, that's sound, I can be back to working on. How much for the kids? And she went, £687 each. Me, give me fucking his number. 687 quid for the kids. They're 2 and they're 4. They won't even sit in their own seat in the plane. They'll not eat the same food as me. Well, is it half board, full board? What fucking you on the board? What's you? He says, Paddy, you're a wee bit agitated. I'll tell you what to do. I'll upgrade you here to all-inclusive for £70 more. And I was like, that's sound. I need to meet you at the back or across the road at the busy bit. Give you the 70 quid. He's like, no, it's all above board. I says, above board? He says, well, all-inclusive, you know what I mean? And I don't know what it is about us, but when we go over to Spain, Portugal, wherever, Turkey, anywhere, and we put that armband on in that hotel, it doesn't just mean that we get breakfast to us. It just doesn't mean that we get beer. It means we fucking own the hotel for 10 days. You get that armband on, you start doing McGregor up and down the lobby. Letting your kids do whatever they want. Your kids are in answering the phone to a Spaniard. What about it? And you're like, yeah, fucking all-inclusive, dickhead. You go down for breakfast the first morning, 29 sausages, loads of hairy bacon, and the eggs your Aunt Mary told you not to eat because the chickens are different in Spain. And you dander down with this mountain of food and a wee bowl, and she goes to me, what's in the bowl? And I go, grapefruit and yogurt. And she went, you don't like grapefruit and yogurt? And I went, I fucking paid for it, it's sitting on the table. Then you go up to the bar and they try and hand you a glass this size of beer, and you look at your man and go, you having a laugh? And he's looking at you while you're under the tap, pulling the amigo, amigo, and you're going, fucking all-inclusive, big lad. I get into bed at 4 o'clock, she comes into the room at 5. Get up, get up, get up. And I'm like, what's the matter? Is there a fire? She went, no, the Germans and the English are putting the towels out quick. I'm half juiced, half dressed, running downstairs like this. Outside, the Germans are marching like this around the pool. And this Belfast Robsy Nesbitt comes flying out and goes, hey, what the fuck? All the Germans run to one side, all the English hit me, yeah, fuck. I got a full length of the pool. 20 beds, nobody would come near me. She's lying there going, you're embarrassing me. I was like, didn't I get you fucking beds by the pool? I'm lying half juiced, right? I couldn't even get up to go and get myself another drink. And the fucking wouldn't let my 6-year-old get beer for me. It was a fucking disgrace. And I'm lying there and she's going, you may lie there and just let it ease off a wee bit. And I'm lying there. And I see this guy come out. Union Jack shorts. Union Jack hat. Big Union Jack towel. And I went, here, he's having a fucking lamb. She went, don't you start wearing Spain. I said, listen. See that walking curbstone from the Shangle that's coming in? You better not land down here beside me. And she went, you're just as bad. And I went, why? And she went, you've a tricolour towel, Celtic shorts on, and a fucking GAA hat. And I went, oh, you know, but that's allowed in fucking Spain. Why is that allowed in Spain for? Because we had the International Brigade. There was people from my row come over here and fought. We're allowed to fucking come over here. Next minute, this guy comes right over. Donders right up, and I went, he has a Belfast accent, there's going to be the fucking... Never mind the protocol, there'll be fucking murder, right? Ceasefire's getting broke in fucking Compostela, let me tell you. He danders up to the bed right next to me, stands over the top of me and goes, do you mind if I occupy this bed? I says, you may as well, just fucking occupied everything fucking else. He started laughing, he went, you funny Paddy, and I went, how do you know my name? I said, I think he works for the Blue, the DLA, or fucking MI5 or something. She's like, ways up, what would they want to do with you over here? I said, I don't know what they're at these days, dollars everywhere, Billy. He's lying there anyway, he's trying to make small chat with me. That big English accent. You grew to hate it when you're growing up. He's like, well, it's really warm over here, isn't it? And I was like, we're in fucking Spain, dickhead. And he's laughing. You're really funny, Paddy. I'm like, and then he said the magical words. Do you fancy a bit at the ball, mate? I went, do you want to land on my arm, bud? You could go over. He's like, no, mate, I've got the red one. We can get the beers where you actually know the name to them. And I was like, oh, you could be a useful cunt right now. He goes to the bar and gets a few beers. We start talking. And I was like, what's your name? And he says, I'm Norman, mate. Norman. I was like, Norman, you're all right. Now, listen, same we're sitting here. Don't be putting anything up on social media because I'm from... I'm from West Belfast, right? Just I have family members and I don't want them to know that we're sitting together. He's like, yeah, no problem, no problem. And as we're talking about Belfast, he never served here. Turned out he actually was a British soldier. And I'm like, right, this is fucking dodgy enough, but he's fucking getting the good beers, like, you know. Then I'm calling the kids, Evening, Podrick, and he's like, what is them names? And I was like, oh, that's Irish, Gaelic, Irish, the Irish language back home. And he's like, do you speak Irish language? I says, not really good, but I can't speak it. They're fluent, they go to the school and they speak it all the time. And he's like, wow. So I just go, come on over and sing for him a wee song. It's something we do here. Like, I've never noticed that, right? We were in Helens Bay during COVID, right? And I had the 2 dogs and the 4 kids, and I was down on the beach. And I haven't realised this before, right? But I fucked the tennis ball. And there's 4 guys sitting with Rangers taps on. And the kids went running after it, and I was like, Podrick, Evie, Crea, Planet. And the 2 dogs run after them, and I went, Roo, Fiona! And the fella in the Rangers tap turned and looked at me and went, was up the ra taken. The best bit is when you take them to like the Ulster Hospital or somewhere like that for an appointment, and you see the nurse coming out, she might have a poppy on. And I know it's going to be interesting because she's not going to know how to pronounce my kids' names. Do you ever see somebody sweating in the hospital because of they say an Irish name? It doesn't come out the way it's spelt, and they be there and they try, like Evie is A-O-I, so she's going, ugh. It's like there's a wee Jamie Brayson goblin in her throat. How dare you say the name? How dare you? Do not say the name. And then they just go, Madam McDonnell. So I'm telling him, and he's like, what's the names again? And I'm like, Podrick. Podrick. Yes, that's it. A-I-I-I-R. No, don't. Evening, like evening. Yeah, that's it. You've got it. You've got the hang of it. Wow, that's amazing. And then he would say to the kids, how do I say good morning in Irish? And they're like, spot the fucking Fenians, well. See, this is the issue we have now. 20 years ago, Fenians knew their place, right? I heard they're knocking out First Holy Communion in Thompson's toilets now. That's how popular it is. That's why Brayson's on a wheelie bin, you know, down in Donegal. So he's learning margarine boy, right? So he's learning the Irish, right? So then she doesn't let me drink shorts on holiday, right? Because rightly so, we're watching children, right? So lads, I'm going to tell you how to do it, right? Order a pint, get 2 faggots, buck them in till the pint. It's clear liquid and it's rocket fuel, right? Norman went to me, "What is that?" And I says, "That's an old traditional Belfast drink." He says, "What do you call it?" I says, "Yo." Me and Norman were fucking black by 3 o'clock drinking yo, right? And he said to me, "Do you know what? If I was in Belfast, Ireland, or anywhere, how would I ask for a pint in Irish?" And I went, "This is an easy one. You ready? Chucky or law." Chucky or law. Chucky or law. Chucky or law. And I was like, "That's the one, kid. You remember that?" He didn't stop saying it the fucking 10 days we were there. He'd walk up to the barman every morning and go, "Margarine boy, Chucky or law." And then we got to the end, it was the end of our holiday, they were staying for another couple of days. And I went, "You know what, never mind all inclusive. Won't I take you and the wife and your kid out with my wife and my kids, Norman? Come on, we'll go, come on." We all went out for a meal, we had a meal, loads of you, and we get back to the hotel, we're leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning, so this is the last time I'm going to see him, and I'm hugging him black, you know, the typical, "Love you like a brother." I might only know you 4 or 5 days, kid, but I'm telling you now. She's going, "Will you come on?" And I'm like, "I'm on Norman. And he's hugging me, "I fucking love you." And I'm like, "No, don't be telling nobody I like an English." No. And then you say the words and you don't mean to say it. You shouldn't say it because you don't mean it. And I said, "No, see if you're ever in Belfast. You give us a shout, you come and stay with us, right?" She stand looking at me going, "You come and stay with us, mate. I love you." The whole alley is sorry, all is one. 4 years I hadn't heard from him. 8 weeks ago, lying in bed, Saturday morning. I don't know about you on a Saturday morning, but I have this rule in the house. Saturday morning, kids free zone. We don't get rid of them anywhere. I just put a thing under the door so they can't get into the bedroom. Me and her's lying in the bed. She's got new jammies from Primark. Getting me all excited, you know. I'm like, "You gonna go down to the spar now?" You're lying in bed with the I was going to say a pish hardener, mate. You don't know if you need a piss or a wank. Sorry, Mummy, she's in tonight. And I'm lying there, rubbing it against. He's had enough. Either they're away for a wank or they're away for a piss. Right, shh. What we're going to do is, right, when he comes back, him in that third row, right, I'm going to say, and then the dog lifted his leg, no matter what part of the show I'm in, right, raise the fucking roof, right? He's going to wonder what the fucking joke was, and he won't know, right? And we'll never tell him, we'll just fucking think there was something happened. Is everybody in? So, I'm lying in the bed. She has no interest whatsoever. go away. And I'm like, come on, man. Come on. She's like, go away. The kids are just going in the hall. Go at the door now. Come on. No, go away. And I'm like, come on. And she's like, it's time of the month. And I go, your mouth isn't. I didn't say it, but I was thinking it, right? And I have the phone on silent and it's on the side of the bed and it's going. And she's going, you need to answer that. Somebody's been ringing you 4 times, or you need to answer it. Somebody's dead or something's the matter. Answer the phone. I'm like, God's sake. Pick the phone up and I'm like, hello? And I just hear an English voice going, Paddy McDonnell. And I'm like, mate, no to do one. It's a Saturday morning, come on now. And she's, I don't know why you do this, right? But do you ever see when you're on the phone and your missus comes into the room and sees you're on the phone, and for some reason, the two has become deaf? The two has become deaf, right? So you're on the phone and you're like, hello, hello, and it's like, hello, Paddy, and I'm like, and she comes in and goes, and then. And then the dog lifted his leg. Do not repeat that. Yeah, mate, you've a wee bit in your nose, her. I'm on the phone, she's going, and I'm going, not know yet. Come on, hurry up. All right. Hello, and it's like, Paddy, it's Norman from Compostela, and I go, fuck. She goes, what the matter? And I go, fucking Norman. Norman who? From Compostela. Ben, Norman, me and him, fucking right, Norman. And she went, what do you want? I went, to do. Ben done, okay. Hello, Norman, what's the crack, mate? All right, Paddy, do you remember you says if we were in Belfast to come and see you? And I was like, yes. He says, we're here, mate. Hear me? Brilliant, you here for the day? Nah, we're up to stay with you, mate, for a week. And I was like, fuck. Hey, what the matter? You want to stay for a week? Fuck you, no, fuck you. You're fucking making do that for me. I'm sorry, you're fucking doing another fucking eyes here. Fucking who's thinking? They're fucking think I need to get a fucking drink. Have to fucking watch the band clothes, fucking look after the fucking kids, what the fuck am I? And they go fucking sorry, so they go fucking look at me, don't fucking look at me. Yes, Norman, that's sound, mate, 100%. Oh, why, Andrea told her now, she's fucking delighted, man. They come off the phone, she's like, you may go down to town. You may take them people out for a couple of hours, they get sorted, let the house get heard and fucking whatever. I said, right, okay. And I go down to town and meet Norman and his wife and his big daughter, bring them for a fry. We're sitting having the fry and the girl comes out and I'm like, give us 4 massive fries. Someone come out with a fry plate that size. Norman and his wife and his kids are looking at it and hear me, don't get that all-inclusive kid, do you? He's looking at it, right? Soda bread, potato bread, pancakes. And he's looking at it and your woman in the shop standing there, she's practically smoking a fag of a tabba. He's looking at her, she's looking at him, and she went, what do you want? And he says, no, I'm just here, so what's wrong? You want toast? And he went, yeah, because there's not enough bread in my fucking plate. So we're stuffed, right? I made them eat the big fry, they were stuffed, and here's me, what do you do in Belfast? It's the first time I took anybody out in Belfast. So I look up TripAdvisor, first thing to do, Titanic. we go to see the Titanic, but the Titanic's not there, obviously. It's that big building. I don't know if you've been to it. That's the first time I've been to it. It's very sad. It's a sad, sad tale. They've seen the film, they know how it ends. You know, they're looking at me like, you killed Leonardo DiCaprio, you fuck, are you? His wife and his daughter, they were very sad. It was a very emotional thing. And I was like, right, I need to take them somewhere better. Where will I go? TripAdvisor, Crumlin Road Jail's number 2. We get to Crumlin Road Jail, the guy goes, and now we're going to take us down. Like, did you know it's haunted in here? It's really scary. And like, loads of people died in here. And like, we're going to go down and see where the last person was hung in Belfast. Do you want to get a selfie in front of the gallows? We're sick. We're sick of this place. His wife and his daughter are freaking out. We're walking out, and there's a guy I know who's opening a whiskey distillery in the jail. It's called the Titanic Whiskey. The slogan is, it goes down real smooth. Served with ice. And then says, now come on, I'll take you around the New Lodge of Shankill and the Falls, come on. We go round, and then they see that there's a wall, and they're like, what's the wall? And I says, that divides the Falls of the Shankill. And they're like, what for? And I was like, well, it's to do with colours. They like blue, we like green. We all love white, we mix that shit up with everything. But when they do red, white and blue, we don't like it. When we do green, red and orange, they don't like it. So we shut the kids at 7:30 every night, and they're like... And his wife's going to me, but you all look the same. I said, no. Their eyes are closer together than me. And we smell like sour milk. Apparently. And then I took him up the falls. I was like, my uncle can get chat there, and then my granddad can talk out there, and they were disgusted. Like the wife and the daughter were disgusted. They were looking at flights home. They wanted to go home. But Norman was loving it. Norman was like, I love this, right? So his wife and his daughter went home the next day. Now, when we got to the house, which is a bit left out there, my son's 16. 2 years ago, he started watching TikToks of all the rappers and the grime artists and all that stuff in London. And him and all his mates were talking like they were from London. In the house, so like, fam bam, what you doing, man? Straight that, put my face on your face, man. And I'm like, you're from fucking West Belfast, behave like it. But it's changed. For Halloween, they dressed up as IRA men. They're now looking at Irish history. So I came into the house with these three Brits, and our party comes down and goes, I need to have a word with you about the occupation of our spare room by foreign forces. And I'm like, Patrick, stop it. He's like, no, you have to take into consideration that you let one in, more may follow. And I'm like, Patrick, I was born in the 80s, I grew up through it, son, I know the crack. And he sat down, I said, see if you win the ride. See if you and your mates think you win the ride today. I says, do you know how it would go? I says, you'd be going out and trying to organise an operation for Friday night to do a wee bit of shooting, and you'd go down to Sean's house and you'd go, Sean, we're going out on Friday night, bit of fucking wagon night. And Sean would go, what time on Friday? And say, 7:30. He'd go, I can't, I have an eyebrow appointment. What about Jared? No, our George in Turkey getting his teeth and hair done. He's a volunteer, how's he paying for that? No, the Raz giving him the money. He said the balaclava fucking pulled his hair out. The war's over, big man. So Norman's dead, and I didn't bring him anywhere dangerous. We were painting in ghillie clubs and stuff like that, but he was like having Hart. He wouldn't go home, right? He wouldn't go home. Now I'm just going to me, when do you want to go home? I don't know. When we talking like this, man, no, he none here. And then Norman said to me, I want to go and have a pint. I want to go and have a pint in the Fillins. And I went, right, okay, I don't know. And he was like, it'd be all right. And I was like, yeah, if you keep your mouth shut, maybe all right. He's like, I was reading that you can be a member of the Felons if you were in prison. I was like, yeah. And he says, so could Johnny Adair be a member of the Felons? And I went, he could, but he's not, right? I says, we'll go to the Fells, Norman, right? But I want you to be quiet. Don't open your mouth, right? Don't open your mouth. I'm going to tell them you're my deaf and mute cousin from Donegal. And you sit there and say, bonk on, right? And he's like, all right, I promise. And we get into the Fells. But on the way down, we went to PD and had a bucket of beer. And fucking tenner, like, you can't beat it, you know. We get down into the Fells and I said, don't say nothing, I need to do a piss, right? And he was like, right. And I run in to the bogs and I get it out and I'm just standing there and next minute all I hear is, all right, mate, chuck it all off. They fucking loved him. He's running for Sinn Féin in Essex next year. Oh my God. My last show, give us a cheer if you went to On the Tools 1. So some of you know Bumper, don't you? There's no Bumper, you might have seen it in the podcast, so I didn't think it'd be a show without putting one story of Bumper in, right? So Bumper was a guy I'd done journey with, and the way I describe him to people, he looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme, double denim, wore moccasins to the building site. He had a mullet. And he just he was always chewing gum, and he always looked like his motor was taking over. First morning I met him, you know, I went in, he was like, all right, kid, hear me, all right, mate. Here he was, I'm Bumper, hear me, pleased to meet you, Bumper. Do you know why you call me Bumper? I says, you're going to tell me, aren't you? And he went, oh. Do you know why you call me Bumper? Because my second name's Car. What's your name, kid? I says, Paddy. He says, good to meet you, Jared, right? I was like, no, it's Paddy. He says, you don't look like a Paddy, you look like a Jared. You're called Jared now. So we were doing a job, right, over in Queens. And we weren't going to get paid because we were working on windows and he had racked the cement round the side of the windows, right? And the Dean in Queens, which sounds like a lovely person, he was a cunt. And the Dean of Queens was like, you won't be getting paid unless you fix the cement work. And I was like, I do woodwork, mate, I don't do cement work. And he's like, well, I don't do final bills until the complete job's done. And I went, so my boss was like, you have to fix it. So we went and got a cement mixer. We had to go in this Saturday and start pointing in the cement work around this. It was in the middle of summer. I hated it. I wasn't getting paid for it. And I said to Bumper, I'll do it. Just you mix the stuff outside. And he's like, right. And he put the cement mixer on and I seen him at the cement mixer. I'm going, what's he doing? I was like, what are you doing? And he went, listen. I was like, I don't hear nothing. He says, the cement mixer. It sounds like Rod Stewart. Do you think I'm sexy? Listen. I went over and listened to the cement mixer. I mean, it does a wee bit, but just get on with it. Just at that very minute, a girl in a big maxi dress, big tall blonde thing, started walking down towards us, and I knew, here's me, she could be something to do with somebody in this Queens. I don't want any more hassle. I'm going to stand beside him because he's going to say something to her, right? And I went, Bumper, don't be saying nothing. And he went, I'm not, I swear. I swear. I'm like, Bumper, and he's like, Jared. I'm like, stop it. And he's like, no, look at that there. She's getting closer, and I was like, Bumper, please don't. And he went, As soon as she got to us, he went, big girl, come on over and sit in my face. I went, Jesus Christ. Luckily for us, she was from the market, and it was the best comeback I've ever heard. Because she turned around and straight away went, why? Is your nose bigger than your dick? turned out it was. And oh, bumper. But I also worked as a taxi man, as some of you know. And yeah. Black taxi man, yeah. And I worked on the taxis, and I got very friendly on the taxis with a guy called Anto, and he was older than me. He looked like Roger Moore. And I'll give you an idea about that. Me and Anto he was called Man in the Suitcase, right? And the reason why he was called Man in the Suitcase, because he used to gamble his money on a Thursday. So his wife used to throw him out every Friday. So when he came back working on a Monday, he always had a suitcase in the boot. He needed to take it out, leave it in the office at the taxi depot so he had room to put prams in, right? So he called him the Man in the Suitcase, right? Every morning, Anto, fuck's sake, fucked out again. And fucking fuck. But he's older than me, he was a good bit older than me, Anto. But me and him got on really bad. I thought he looked like Roger Moore, I loved him. We were sitting at the traffic lights at Davis Flats one time. And he pulled up alongside, and it was the first time, this is as true as anything, my wife will tell you, right? First time my wife ever got in as a fare in my taxi, with 6 other people in the back, obviously, right? And he pulled up, middle of the summer, she was in the town, she jumped in, I put her in the front of the taxi. We stopped at the lights at Davis Flats. And he looked at her, and she looked at him, and he went, ask him why you call him the Dagger. He didn't know that was my wife, because she looks a bit younger than me, right? Good looking girl, doing well. But she knows why I'm called the Dagger. So she says, I know why he's called the Dagger. And Anto went, how do you know that? And then she went, because I'm his wife. And he'd done the red light. I'm sitting there and she going, does he do that often? I was like, that is the first time that's ever happened. And you're sitting beside me. Thank God it was her. And, but Anto had been out for 6 weeks and I hadn't seen him. And he arrived in the depot this Monday morning. And he says, Paddy, can I have a word with you? And I was like, yeah, jump in the taxi, we'll get a cup of tea. He was like, no, can we go for a cup of tea? Can you park up? And I was like, this is serious? What's wrong here? And he brought me round in the wee coffee shop. He sat me down. He says, the reason I haven't been here in 6 weeks is that 6 weeks ago, I got diagnosed with terminal cancer. And they've told me I've got about another 3 months left to live. And I haven't been able to face it. And I just thought I'd come in and tell you now. And for that reason, I don't know why I said this, but the comedian in you sometimes doesn't shut off. And I said to him, the first thing after him saying that to me, what's the tires like on your taxi? And he got up and fucked his cup of coffee round me. And he started crying and run away, and I felt shit, right? And it was one of them moments where you went, you waste the comedy didn't come out of you sometimes. You wish your mouth would have fucking been like Jamie Bryson and held you in, you know. And I couldn't work that day. I went home, I felt that bad, because he was a friend of mine. And I hurt his feelings. He wouldn't answer the phone to me. And I was sitting in the house, my wife came in, and she was like, what's the matter? And I says, I can't believe I said that man. And she went, you have to go down to his house. And I went, listen, they live in my yard, and his daughters are mental, right? And she's like, I don't care, you have to go down. There's 2 of them there. And you have to go down and face it, right? So I'm sitting there, and the phone rings, and it's Anto, and he's like, you may come down to my house, my wife and my daughters want to have a word with you. And I was like, shit, talk about panicking. Like, I was freaking out. My throat was dry. I drove down there, sat in the taxi and went, will I go in, will I not? Will I go in, will I not? Will I face it? And then I got out of the taxi, went over, he opened the door, he's like, get in here and sit down in my living room. And I went in, and the atmosphere, like, it was... I thought I was the last of me. I thought that was it. I was sitting there, I felt really bad. His wife came in, she's pointing in my face, just going, "You're a bastard. We were really crying our eyes out. We're going to lose him, and you say that." And he was brave enough to go and tell you today, and then you done that to him, and he came home and he's disgusted, and I was crying, and I phoned my daughters to come out of work, apart from Bernie, she doesn't work. But we all came in this house, and she wanted to burn your taxi, she wanted to wreck your house, she was finding out where she could bury you. And they were all standing there, red faces, and I was like, what happens from here? What do you do? There's nothing I could have said to improve it. And then Anto went, "But then Bernie wants to say something." And there was wee Bernie came out, the wee heavy one. She comes out of the kitchen, and I went, "She must be the shooter, right?" She just looks at me and she went, "I came in here and they're all going mental, going to wreck all around them, and I came in smoking, and I was like, 'What happened?' And my ma told me what you said, and I bust out laughing." And then they all laughed. And we went from tears and anger to laughter. And we all hugged, and we had tea, and we joked, and we started telling funny things that happened. And Anto hugged me, and he says, "That was the first laugh we've had in 6 weeks." And we stood crying. And it was a mad moment. Even now I get chills thinking about it, because it was one of them moments where you're like, I can't believe that happened, like this happened. And then Anto died 3 weeks later. Jesus Christ, right? But Anto did die. But the best bit was like a couple of days after the funeral. His daughters rang me and says, "We've left something down the depot for you." And I went in, this 4 tires was in the depot. So that wee part of the show, we're dedicating it to Anto, my mate there. But having the taxi and stuff like that, I had a real mad time, because is anybody in from Scotland? Captain Bridges is on the SSE, would you not? But yeah, no, you know when people from Scotland come here, because they either come at Easter or they come in July, don't they? So I'm working the 12th of July down in the town, right? And I pick up these 3 guys from a hotel. And they're like, "What's happening, mate? It's glorious in Belfast, isn't it?" And I'm like, "All right, get into the taxi, lads. No sweat. What are you for? Take us to the ferry. We want to get him." And I was like, "Right, come on. Get in." And this one starts going, "Hey, how are you up nice and fresh and working, man? On the 13th of July. And I went, "Because I didn't go out last night." And he was like, "Why no?" And I says, "I had nothing to go out for." And he's like, "Were you know at the parade yesterday?" And I was like, "No, mate." He says, "Why? What were you doing?" I says, "I was driving all the orange men about. That's what I was doing. I was making a few quid." He says, "You know in the flute band?" I mean, it used to be, but it wouldn't have marched on the fucking 12th of July. He says, "What's he saying, your arm?" And I says, "I have a tattoo on my arm of Podrick, which is my son's name." And I says, "Mate, I have a tattoo that says Podrick." And he went, "What? What does it say?" I says, "Podrick." He says, "What's that?" I says, "It's Patrick in Irish." He says, "You a Fenian?" I says, "The last time I looked I was anyway." Here's me, see if I turn that tattoo upside down, it says Gordon and Ulster Scots. So he starts giving me shit. And we're going down the shore road, and he's like, "Aye, you're no getting paid, Bill." And I went, "Am I not? I'll drive on down to Balmore and drop you off at the Zulu, you mad bastard." So two of them in the taxi's going, don't worry about man, don't worry about Tom, he's just drunk, mate, don't worry about him. It's all a bit of banter, because in Scotland they have as much sectarianism as us, but they call it banter. Could you imagine if we done that during the Troubles and Paul Clark was on UTV and went, 2 people were shot today in Belfast. The paramilitaries have released a statement to say it was only a bit of banter. So I don't know if you've been to the ferry terminal, but you know where you have that wee racetrack, like Ski Electrics, to get into it at the very end? So I get them in, he's getting held back, he's going, let me get him, and I'm going, let him in, let him in, let him in. And the R2's like, no, I'll take the money, man, go in, go in, go in. And I'm like, right, like a bit. I'm like, I try to fall up a wee bit, and I just turn the start of the wee track, and next minute all I hear is, is that my ringtone? I look at the back, there's a phone on the seat. So I stop and I get out, open the back door and lift the phone. Hello? Hey, big man. What's the crack? I look over the terminal, it's your man that was slabbering. That's my phone, by the way. Can you bring it back to me? It was all a bit of banter, mate, wasn't it? And I was like, oh, it's all a bit of banter. Is this phone important to you? And he was like, aye. I don't care about the phone, but I need all the context. Just bring it back, I'll give you 20 quid. There's me no sweat, mate. No, 100%. I'm all about the banter too. He starts leaping the fences like a racehorse. I'd forgot. I had to go back round the loop past him. I'm in a 30-year-old black taxi. The taxi engine was going, fuck. He nearly caught the taxi. Fucking I flew out and flying down the shore road. And the nerves of it all, right? I'm laughing every time I think about it, right? And he's on the boat and his 2 mates are in wrinkles at him. You know, that's what you get for being a sectarian bastard. And I needed to go to the toilet, so I pulled in knowing that I was going to the Dockers on the way back into Belfast. And I pulled in, and there's the bouncers pulling these big Russians out of the bar, right? Going mental. And I'm like, what's going on here, right? Pull in, and they're like, Paddy, will you take Easons away from here? They're going to rack in there. And I was going, what's the matter? Yeah, it's a long story, we'll tell you later. Just take them away. We'll throw you a couple of quid later on. Don't even worry about charging them. I was like, right, so we put him in the front of my taxi. We have a seat in the front of the taxi here. Your man's knees was above his head. I'm looking up at him. He looking down at me. I went, did you have a good day in there, did you? Where are you from? Russia. That's good. What has you over here? We arrive on boat. And we leave boat, we find Dockers Club. We go in 5 o'clock this morning, we drink fogga with Irish people, lovely people, we love Irish people. 11 o'clock, they bring us sausage roll baps, we like sausage roll baps. I was like, so you had a good time? Up until they bring out man with dick and boobs and makeup who do bingo. Portia that does the tranny bingo, you don't like that? In Russia, that happened, we killed him. And I was like, that's a bit drastic, but you know what? He's Jew like gay people. I mean, I hate them, mate. I hate them. Hate them. I was like, what? Do you just want me to take you back to the boat? He's like, no, we want to drink fogga. Is there any good pubs in Belfast we drink fogga? And I went, funny enough, we have a bar that's Russian themed in Belfast. What do you call this bar? I says, it's called the Kremlin. I think you love it. Okay, take us to the Kremlin. The Kremlin! No! Straight up to the Kremlin. Big Elaine's in the door. I'm like, Elaine, these are my mates. Don't charge them. Just let them in up the stairs. She says, who are they? I says, they're Russian sailors. She says, oh my God, get them in. I never heard what happened. Probably, yeah. I don't know what you said, mate, but I'll find out later on Facebook. But, Fake Run? Different show, mate. This is a different show. It's not request. We don't do requests in this here. Working on the taxi, I got to meet this guy. I didn't really like him. He was, I'm not saying his name because we're in Belfast, Jimbo McDonnell. And he's the type of guy who's always anxious. He didn't have kids and he always had a tan in winter. Never trust anybody who has a tan in winter unless they're from the Armour Road. Do you know what I mean? But we'd be sitting in the rank and he would get out of the taxi and come up and go, "You've 2 inches to the curb. Can you pull your taxi up another 2 inches?" And I was like, "Anto, doesn't matter if it's 2 inches that way because like the taxis." And he was like, "No, but if you go 20 taxis back, that's 10 inches. And I was going, "Well, that actually doesn't work out. It's actually more than that, but I don't know what you mean because the taxi's bigger than 10 inches. So it means even if I move up 2 inches and they all move up 2 inches, we still can't fit in our taxi in the bottom." He went, "But I know that you're not right at the fucking curb and it's annoying the fuck out of me." And I was like, "You need to get away from me. I don't like you know." And then he found out I was a joiner and I went to work in his house hanging doors and I was in his toilet for 13 and a half minutes. He started rapping the door of the toilet. And I was like, "What do you want?" And he was like, "You're in there 13 and a half minutes. I mean, well, I wasn't timing it. Is that how long I've been in?" And he was like, "Yeah, people, when they're doing a shite, the longest they're in is 11 minutes. So you're either doing something else or looking on your phone." And I went, "Do you want your fucking doors hung? Fuck off." So me and him didn't really hit it off, right? So when I left the taxis, I forgot about him until 6 months ago. I get a phone call. "Hello, Paddy." I'm like, "Hello." He's like, "Jimbo McGarley." I mean, "What's happening?" And he went, "I need you to go to court for me." And I went, "Jimbo, I don't know if you know this, but I have a criminal record, so I'm not going to be any good as a character witness. Like, I mean, I got the finger bit off, nothing happened for me, so it's not going to happen for you." And he's like, "No, I need you to go to court because you see what happened was I was walking through Castle Court and I seen you out of the corner of my eyes and you were going around doing this funny wee dance with your hands in your pocket. And you were going to go round the pillar, and then when you got to the other side of the pillar, you were going to jump on my back, but I caught you at the side of my eye." So I went, "Ha ha, Paddy, I see ya." He says, "So I run round the pillar, and I jumped on your back, and you, for some reason, didn't take your hands out to prevent yourself from smashing and hitting your face off the tiles, and you broke your nose and you broke your jaw." And I was like, "Jimbo, that didn't happen." And he went, "No, it did, but the thing is, I thought it was you, but it turned out it wasn't you." And I was like, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And he went, "Well, I need you to go to court because you look like your man from behind. You don't look like him from the front, but from behind, you're a spit. So I need you to go to court and stand beside him in court to show the judge and the jury that's why I done it." And I said, "Jimbo, so you're telling me that you thought it was me and you jumped on my back, so even if it wasn't me, which it hasn't turned out to be, that would have been me. I would have been the one with the smashed face and the smashed nose. So I'd have been taking you to court now anyway." And he went, "Oh, but luckily enough for both of us, it wasn't you." So I hung the phone up because I went, "Jimbo's definitely on drugs or something now. I guess it's nuts." He subpoenaed me to court. And I had to go to court. And they told me what I had to wear in court. And they made me stand in court beside this poor fella, which it turned out worked in a factory in Lisburn, had an industrial accident, was out of work for 18 months, then had to go on the DLA. The DLA sent him a letter. He hadn't left his house in 18 months until that day. His wife parked the car in Castle Street, let him off at the side gates. That wee man was walking through Castle Court in fucking agony to go up the stairs to the DLA office when Jimbo McGarley thought it was me, went round the fucking pillar, jumped on his back. That wee man didn't know it was coming and he fucking smashed his face. So I'm standing in court beside this fella with his fucking wire jaw, fucking like this, doing the same as he's doing, wearing the same clothes as him, and he's just staring at me going, fucking... And I'm going, listen, mate, I didn't want to be here. I don't even like Jimbo. The judge is going to me, you have to be quiet in court. And I'm like, I have to say this fella, because I don't even like Jimbo. I was hanging doors to his house. He was doing my head in. All I was trying to do was do a shit. The judge is going, you keep talking, I'm going to fucking what? I'm going, no, but I have to say my bit. I don't want the jury to think that bastard's in helping them. And they're going to do me even more. It turned out I did look like him from behind. And Jimbo didn't have any previous record, which was very surprising that he worked in black taxis, to be saying the honest, like. And he got off of community service, and this fella was, like, this wee man was left, didn't get justice. And I'm standing outside the court, and the solicitor comes over for him and says he wants to have a word with you. And I was like, this is embarrassing. Like, what? It's like Anto situation again. Like, this is another person that I've done something there. I'm standing here and I felt guilty, and he came over to me, and I went, mate, and he went, shut the fuck up. And I was like, what do you want to say? And he says, I had 2 tickets to see you in the Waterfront. You can stick them up your hole. So if you're here tonight, mate, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen of the Waterfront Hall, thank you so much. Twelve years ago, my wife got me into comedy to get me out of depression, and now I'm doing Waterfront Halls. I'm blown away. I'm very humble. I always want that girl. 'I want to invite back on the stage my support for tonight, Mr. Sean Hagley and Darren Matthews. I want to give somebody a wee poster. Is Sarah Campbell there? Sarah, where are you? Where's Sarah? Where are you, Sarah? Where are you? I said in the podcast months ago that I collected 50p's, right? Last week I was standing in the Kennedy Centre talking to my brother-in-law's friend. And Sarah came over to me and went, here, here's them 50p's. I kept them for you for months and had me a handful of 50p's. And Jerry said to me, what the fuck's that about? And I said, I told people that I collect 50p's and now people come up and give me random 50p's. And he went, you're a stupid cunt. And I went, what? And he says, you should have said you collect fivers. Sir, there's a poster here for you, love. I'll give it to you, okay? Thank you very much. I love you all. Belfast, I love you all. Thank you. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Mr. Paddy McDonnell. Good night.